Hello and welcome to today's maths lesson. Unfortunately, I'm not in the classroom today due to the snow outside. I thought it was best not to venture out. So here I am in the normal place. I'm going to try and teach you maths best I can. Okay, so let's get started. We're going to start with something slightly different today. We're going to start with a game of countdown. Now, for those of you that don't know how countdown works, what you have to do is you have to use the numbers in blue to try and make the number in yellow. Now you can only use each number once. You can use any of the four operation signs, so you can add, subtract, multiply or divide. You can use them in any order, but you can only use each number once. The idea is to get as close as you can to the yellow number, and if you can, to actually get the number. So pause the video now, have a go at using the numbers to make 133. I will then give you the solution in a second while I'll work through how I would do it. Okay, so you're with me. Now I don't know the solution to this because the whole point is you're going to see how I would have a go at it. I know it is possible though, I did check that first. So let's have a look. Now we are trying to get to a target of 133. Well, I've got 100 straight away, so that's nice. I'm going to put that there. So now I've got 33 left to make, so 100's gone. Now, I'm looking to make 33. So, I'm going to do, well, I know that 7 times 5 is 35. So I can do 100, add 35 is 135. I've got, so that's that one gone and that one gone. I've got 135. I can take away the 2, which would give me 133. That's how I would do it, gets me the answer. You may have had a different way, it doesn't matter, it's entirely up to you. Okay, moving on. So yesterday we looked at the area of rectangles and compound rectangles. Now if you remember, when we're finding the area of a rectangle, we would do one side multiplied by the other. So in this case we would do 8 times 3, which equals 24. But we have to remember to put centimetres, and when we're doing area we put the little 2, which means squared. So it's 24 centimetres squared. We then looked at compound rectangles over here. Now if you remember, we had to, with this one, we had to split this into 2 different rectangles. So we could split it this way, for example. We then have rectangle A and rectangle B. So, if we have a look at rectangle A, to find the area of rectangle A, we would do 10 times 2, which would be 20 centimetres squared. Now to find B, we need to work out what the lengths are, which is a little bit tricky because we don't know what they are. Now we can, to find out this one here, we would do 9 take away 2, because 9 is from here to here, and 2 is from here to here. So if 2 is that bit, and 9 is all of this, then this bit here must be 7 centimetres. We then need to work out this side. Well, I know that from here all the way over to here, apologies for the badly drawn line, from here all the way to here is 10. I know that from here to here is 6, which must mean this is 4. So I've got 4 centimetres and 7 centimetres, which means B would be 28 centimetres squared. When I've got my 2 rectangles and I've got the area of both of them, I then add them together. So I would do 28, add 20, which would be 48 centimetres squared. That's what we do when working out the area of rectangles and compound rectangles. So remember, to find the area of a rectangle, we do the length times the width, and that gives us all of that. And that's going to be important for what we're doing today, because today we're looking at finding the area of triangles, particularly right angle triangles. So a right angle triangle, surprisingly, is a triangle with a right angle. What's a right angle? Well, a right angle is a triangle with an angle of 90 degrees. Basically, a corner. The right angle is down here. A triangle, as we know, has 3 sides. Well, why am I telling you that? Because it's linked very closely to finding the area of a rectangle. If you think about a right angle triangle, it could be made out of a rectangle. So if you look at this square here, how could I make a right angle triangle out of it? Well, if you look, the right angle triangle would be half of the rectangle. Here's my right angle, here's my triangle. So in any rectangle, we have got 2 right angle triangles stuck together. We've got one here, A, one here, B. Okay. So half of any rectangle is a right angle triangle. To find the area of a rectangle, we do length times width, because that would give us all of this, the area of all of this. If the right angle triangle is half of a rectangle, how would we find the area of the triangle? Well, we would do length times width, and then we would halve it, because it's half of the rectangle. You're going to see how that works in a second. So, here we go, 2 right angles. This is what it would look like on here. Not going to do this as an activity, you can see how they would split. So any rectangle has 2 right angle triangles next to each other in it. So half of any rectangle is a right angle triangle, and it's the half bit you need to remember. Okay, so how does that relate to area? Well, if we look here, if we were finding the area of this rectangle, we would do 4, because this side is 4, times 2, which would give us an answer of 8 centimetres squared. Now, the length this side is also 4, and this side is also 2. So if we were to times these together, we would get 8 centimetres squared. But is this taking up as much room as this? No. It's taking up half as much, because half of a rectangle is a right angle triangle. So we are still going to do the 4 times 2, which would give us 8. But because we're doing a right angle triangle, we're then going to take that 8 and halve it. So the answer would be 4 centimetres squared. So, to find the area of a right angle triangle, we do length times width, and then we halve the answer. If you wanted to, you could halve the sides first and then times it together. You would get the same answer. So you could halve this to make it 2, halve this to make it 1, but you'd get 2 times 1, which is 2, so that doesn't work. So the method is here. Length times width, halve the answer. As you can see here, it's half of the rectangle, Okay, so this one here then. Can you have a go at working out the area of the right angle triangle, please? Remember, do length times width and then halve it. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is work out the length and the width. So I can see I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to assume it's centimetres. We don't know, but we'll assume. And then at the bottom we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the question is, we're going to do 6 times 4, which is 24 centimetres squared. Now, because we're doing a right angle triangle, we're going to halve it. So we do 24 divided by 2, which equals 12 centimetres squared. So my final answer is 12 centimetres squared. Here we go again. Lovely, and there's the answer. Okay, so what is the area of the rectangle? Same as what we've just been doing, please. The first activity for today, activity 2, because we skipped activity 1. Can you work out the area? Off you go. And hopefully you're back with me. So let's have a look together. So we're going to go count up. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we've got 8 centimetres there. And we're going on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 centimetres there. So the first question we do is we're going to do the length times the width. So that's 8 times 5, which is 40 centimetres. We then are going to halve it. So we do 40 divided by 2, which is equal to 20 centimetres squared. And there's my final answer, 20 centimetres squared. Okay, so this is just now applying it to a different load of examples. So we're just going to go through it very quickly for the first couple, and then I'm going to skip through the rest because I don't need to show you it all. So if we have a look over here, the first one here, we've got a side of 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 there, and we've got a side of 2. We would do 4 times 2, which is 8. We would then halve the 8, which would give us 4 centimetres squared. Have a go at the next one, and then I'll do the third one, and you do the fourth one. Okay, so this one here, hopefully you've just done it. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 2. 6 times 2 is 12. Half of that is 6. I'll do the third one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've got 6 here. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 there. So 6 times 6 is 36. Half of that is 18 centimetres squared. And we've finally got this one here for you to have a go at, please. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Half of 32 is going to be 16 centimetres squared. Like so. Let's see if we've got it right. 4, 6, 18, 16. Bang on. Activity 3 then is for you to have a go at 4 of them on your own. Can you find the area, please, of those right angle triangles? Remember, don't count the squares, do the calculation. Okay, and let's see how you got on. 6, 9, 12 and a half. That was an interesting one, so you need to halve it into decimals. And 20. Okay, so activity 4 now, they're trying to get complex on it. They're saying, oh, here's a formula for you. Blah, 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 blah. If the formula for finding the area of a triangle is half times base times height, so that's literally another way of saying L times W divided by 2, which is what we've been doing, which of the people below is correct? Looking at this triangle, Ruth says the area of the triangle is 48. James says it's 40. Chen says it's 24. Now, my challenge for you is to say who is correct. And then part 2, one of these people has made a very easy mistake. They've forgotten to do something. Can you tell me who that is and what they've forgotten? Okay, let's have a look then together. So, we can see here we've got 6 and 8. They've given us the 10, that's just there to throw us. We don't need it, they're trying to put it in there to confuse us. We do the 6 times the 8. Well, 6 times 8 is 48 centimetres squared. Now we need to remember to halve it, which would be 24 centimetres squared. So the correct answer is Chen. Chen is correct. That's part 1. Part 2, who's made the easy mistake? Well, the easy mistake would be this one here, 48 centimetres. Ruth has forgotten to halve it. So what did James do? Pause the video, see if you can work out what James did. Be really impressed if you can work it out. So James did 8 times 10. He times the wrong sides together. He did 8 times 10, which is 80, and then he remembered to halve it, which is 40. So James's mistake, I'm really struggling to hear myself, sorry, I've got a cold. James's mistake was using the wrong sides. What's the area of this triangle? Well, nice and easy, isn't it, really? 5 times 4 is 20. Half of 20 is 10. We know what we're doing. This one, we know what we're doing. 3 times 8. Halve it. 4 times 8. Halve it. Activity 5. Again, we're just finding the areas of triangles, please. Off you go. Okay, we should be able to whistle through these. 5 times 6 is 30. Half of 30 is 15. 6 times 6 is 36. Half the 36 is 18. This one here, 9 times 5 is 45. Half of 45. Well, half of 40 is 20. Half of 5 is 2.5. If we add them back together, we would get 22.5. Like so. 1, 2, 3. But Mr. Kent, does it matter if they've turned it slightly on its side? No, it's still a right angled triangle. It could be moved all over the place. Doesn't matter. They've tried to twist it on its side. It does not change anything. It's still got 3 sides, therefore it's a triangle, and it's still got a right angle, therefore it's a right angle triangle. Do the same thing. Ah, yes, but this one's twisted the other way. Surely that matters. No. Do the same thing. What about this one? They've written it upside down. No. We'll catch you out with this one. Yes, I've twisted it all over the place. No. Have a go. Go on. Take your seconds, I'm sure. I know you can do it. Okay, so this time they thought, I'm going to catch you out by throwing big numbers at you. The method is still the same. We still do one side times the other, and then halve it. That's the first one. This is the second one. And the third one. The only complex bit there is being able to halve those bigger numbers and timesing the bigger numbers together. As long as you're okay with that, the method is still the same. Okay. Lovely. So that was our lesson today, looking at the area of right angled triangles. There will be an activity for you, which I will upload. I will actually upload it to Seesaw. I only uploaded it onto the website yesterday, for which I apologise. I will upload it onto the website and Seesaw for you to have a go at. Again, I'll try and put 2 different levels on there for you to choose from. You don't need to print it out. You can do it on the screen, or you can just write the answers into your books. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, hopefully back in the classroom with my normal whiteboard. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.